Hi, Jeremy. Thank you so much for your discussion board post. I have a bit of a cold, but I wanted to respond. The one thing that I am picking up on your discussion board post is the importance of any intervention following a disaster is by affect regulation and by helping the survivors or family members embracing their emotions and to gauge well-being by monitoring disposition and feedback. And then how under the framework of psychological first aid and helping them stable, it's to pave the path for flexibility in their response. I think what you're discussing is the importance of coping skills. And when I read the literature about the family assistance function, how the psychological first aid is one component of the assistance function, but a lot of the components of the family support services are childcare, food and services, giving them lodging, clothing, transportation, financial assistance, and how psychological first aid is a small component to the Family Assistance Center. And reading another discussion board post, one of our colleagues talked about the importance of just providing a safe place where they can come together as a community, play games, kind of get a break from the trauma or the disaster that they have encountered. And also reading from the literature that the family assistance plan can be a place to protect the families from the media, to be a safe space where they can get answers to questions and medical and logistical needs met, and how psychological first aid, where it is important, it's just a small aspect in the family assistance plan. I do appreciate you talking about the brain and what happens in the cortisol levels when somebody is experiencing internal conflict and how cortisol increases. And, there has been some research that has shown where just being in community with one another actually releases oxytocin and dopamine, so you can reduce the cortisol in your brain by just being connected with one another. And I think that's something that the family assistance function can provide, is helping people to be in a sense of community. And we've learned from this class how community resiliency is a huge factor in overcoming a disaster and something traumatic. I also appreciate you talking about how a lot of the normalization can happen before they get to the MEC department by giving them handouts. I think psychoeducation is huge. Every time I work with somebody who has been a survivor of trauma, one of the main components, especially of trauma-focused CBT, is psychoeducation, so that they understand what's happening to them physiologically, neurologically, also, so that they can be able to put words and make sense of what's happening. So I appreciate you highlighting the importance of psychoeducation. So thank you for your post.